We are better than Kenya. Really? There are statements that inspire confidence. There are statements that reassure citizens. And then there are statements that make you pause and ask, is this really the standard now? When Bola Ahmed Tinubu declared that we are better than Kenya during a visit to Bayelsa, it was meant, perhaps, as a light remark. But in a country battling hardship on multiple fronts, it didn't land as humor. It landed as disconnect, a strange benchmark for a nation. Because let's be clear, no serious country measures its progress by comparing itself downward. Leadership is not about telling people, at least we are better than someone else. It is about asking, why aren't we better than we should be? Let's talk facts, not feelings. If this comparison must be made, then let it be made properly. On key development indicators, Kenya consistently outperforms Nigeria, not sentiment, data. Human development, Kenya's HDI is 0.630. It ranks 143. Nigeria's HDI is 0.530 and it ranks 164. That's not a gap. That's a gulf. Wealth per person, Kenya is $2,200 to $2,300 GDP per capita. Nigeria is $800 plus. For a country with Nigeria's resources, that should be embarrassing. Electricity, Kenya, higher access, more stability. Nigeria, chronic shortages, unreliable supply. And yet, we are better. Education, Kenya's literacy is on 81 to 85%. Nigeria is 62 to 65%. Out of school children, Kenya has about 3.5 million. Nigeria has 20 million. 20 million. Life expectancy, Kenya's is 67 years. Nigeria, 54 years. That's over a decade difference in how long citizens live. On poverty, Kenya is 43%. Nigeria is 63%, about 150 million people. Nigeria doesn't just have poverty. Nigeria has poverty at scale. Inflation and stability. Kenya, 4.5%, relatively stable. Nigeria, 15% plus and rising. Exchange rate. Kenya, relatively stable. Nigeria, from under 500 naira per dollar to over 1,250 naira per dollar. Security. Nigeria is among the most terrorized nations globally. Kenya is not even in the top 10. So what exactly are we comparing? Because when you line up the facts, the question becomes unavoidable. Better. How? Better at struggling? Better at enduring? Better at surviving what should not be normal? The real issue, mindset. This is where it becomes concerning. Because leadership is not just about policies, it is about mindset. When a leader begins to measure success by comparison instead of performance, it lowers the bar for an entire nation. It subtly tells citizens things could be worse, so manage. But Nigerians are not asking for not worse. They are asking for better. A dangerous narrative. Telling people to be grateful because another country might be worse is not leadership. It is deflection. It shifts focus away from governance failures, economic hardship, security breakdown, declining quality of life, and replaces it with comparison. The irony. Because here is the uncomfortable truth. If Kenya, with fewer natural resources, less oil wealth, and smaller economic scale, can outperform Nigeria on multiple indices, then the issue is not potential. It is management. Thinking aloud. A nation blessed with so much should not be benchmarking itself so low. Not with this population, not with these resources, not with this potential. The real question is not whether Nigeria is better than Kenya. The real question is, why isn't Nigeria better than it should be? And until that question is answered honestly, statements like this will continue to sound less like reassurance and more like resignation. But then again, what do we really know? We are just thinking aloud.